All right, hi everyone. Today I don't really have a major project update for the Khotyn war armies I've been making, but I did do work on the Tatars, so I got them all primed today. I did encounter a problem because I bought this clear glue to do basing and stuff like that, and I noticed that the figures were falling off the tongue depressors a little too easily, so that was kind of a problem. And I don't know if it's like a difference in the way that glue is formulated, because normally I just use this stuff, although I had to buy the clear glue because I left the cap on this open like overnight, and now it's like not really working. So this other one's basically empty almost. It's not, but anyway, I had to get some tack, and when I went to the office supply store, they told me they didn't have regular tack, but I ended up getting, I think this is basically the same thing. I got this Scotch removable mounting putty, and this is what it looks like. It seems to work pretty well. I put some on this Citadel miniature holder, and it seemed to work just fine. The only thing I had to do is I had to put a little bit more on there, more of the putty on there, but it holds the figures just fine for painting. And then, you do got to kind of give it a little bit of a push to get it off, but it's, kind of probably what you want. So, yeah, so I did that today. But now the painting table's kind of a mess because the figures didn't stay stuck to the tongue depressors. Now I got to sort through these to make sure I can kind of group them into the correct units of what they're supposed to be. The other thing I primed were the character packs my wife got me for my birthday. So I did King Sobieski and his retinue, and then I did the Sultan and his retinue. I think this is I don't think this is supposed to be a particular Sultan. It's from Khorasan, both packs are. But given his kind of build and his face, you could use him for Suleiman or Selim. The later 16th century sultans were heavier, more heavy set, based on the depictions, even the Ottoman depictions that we have. So anyway, yeah, so I got those two primed. I'm going to mount those to, I think, 40 by 40 millimeter bases when I get done. I know a lot of people like to do round bases for characters and generals, but I guess I'm a little contrarian, but I think I'd rather do square 40 by 40 millimeter just because I like the idea of, the general being able to be flush with like a frontage of a unit if I want to do that, something like that. Plus, just for my storage solution, the square base I think would make it fit more evenly. And also, it made me think because Triarius Wargaming is a nice channel, and he's been doing this Battle of Strasbourg, and he had one of his generals. He did like a half circle base, or it was like a circular base where he cut the back half so it was flat, and that way if he wanted to have it like leading a unit, I think it was a German barbarian commander, because it's a late Roman scenario, so the German commander could be flush against the front rank of the barbarian unit, and I thought that was a good idea, so that's why I kind of wanted to do my characters on a square basis. So that's what I've got going on. I think I will finish the elves eventually, but I just wanted to get back to my Khotyn War project. I did talk about translating that Ottoman historian, his narration of the war, and I will do that. I just have to sit down and it'll probably take me like, I don't want to give a timeline, but to make just a functional translation probably take me like a week, maybe something like that, of continuous work. And the time and mental energy I've been applying for that could go to that, I've been using to study Persian, and that's been going okay, just to teach myself to read from a really good book, kind of a standard textbook. I guess I'll show it. Might as well. I got a nice used edition of, you guys can see that, Introduction to Persian, Wheeler Thaxton, who translated the Baburnameh, which is a book that I've talked about a lot on the channel. But yeah, nice textbook if you're interested in doing language learning, and it's pretty easy to read and work with. But anyway, yeah, that's what I've been doing with my language energy, so to speak. So, but I will get to Khatib Chelebi and translating that, because the book on the Khotyn War by Paradovsky, he only found a translation of Naima, who was an Ottoman historian writing in the 18th century, early 18th century. But Khatib Chelebi, writing in the mid-17th century, was still in living memory. And I did check the historian I like to read, named Pechevi, and he would have been about, I guess he would have been in his early 40s when the Khotyn War happened, I think, and he doesn't really write a lot about it, which kind of makes sense, because he just writes that basically there's a campaign, and it's in the Turkish translation from the Ottoman, it's like really not long. It's like a very short paragraph of, there was an imperial campaign, and it was kind of inconclusive or something, and then they returned, and then it gets into the regicide of the Sultan, I think. But anyway, so I will go and I will work on that translation, and try to present that. I guess it leads me into another thing I wanted to discuss, is like the direction of the channel, and what to do with the history videos, because some of them do okay, some of them don't seem to do that well. I try to stick with the military topics because that's what people like, but at the same time, I mean, I guess it's all been military topics. I haven't really ventured into other areas, but I think doing history videos on YouTube, you really have to be able to make very sharp and well-produced videos, which I don't really have the capabilities to do for a lot of reasons. And so it's usually just me talking over, a backdrop, or like this, just talking over the painting table. So as I've discussed this before, and I can kind of spend the time to actually read the sources and study them, or to do my best, because this is like a lifetime learning thing. Or I can spend my time learning really good video editing, and then I think there the historical aspect of it suffers. So for me, I'd rather just have maybe videos that aren't so nice, and from a technical point of view, and then have better historical content, or the best I can do. So yeah, because all those videos on YouTube that are done by the much larger history channels, at some point they are produced from people who actually work with the sources, or maybe the video makers have someone on their team or whatever that do the actual source work. Yeah. There is May the 29th coming up, so depending on my schedule, which is the conquest of Constantinople by the Ottomans. It was not renamed in 1453. It was just Constantinople. Anyway, so I may do a video for that, maybe a stream or something, if I can get a good time where people could join, and we could talk about it, have like a little bit of a dialogue. So I might do that. That could be interesting. It would also make me have to brush up on the siege, because I don't really work on that period of Ottoman history that much. So, and there's a book that's about, I think it's over 1,000 pages. I saw the real hard copy in person once. I have it saved on my computer, but I have the real hard copy. That is a book that is a massive, massive study of the siege of Constantinople in 1453, that looks at the textual evidence. It looks at archaeology. I forget the author's names. But it's a really massive tome, huge reference. And I do have one of the Ottoman published sources. I can get that quickly. This is pick the camera up for a minute. Yeah, this is a published edition of one of the major chroniclers from the time of Mehmed the Conqueror, Fatih Sultan Mehmed. And this is a transliterated edition of the Chronicle. And this covers, I think, the period of the siege, and then all right, and then I do have one other one, I think, that covers the siege of Constantinople. Yeah, this is another published Ottoman source edition. This is Tarihi Behishti, which does cover the period of Mehmed the Conqueror. So, yeah, there could be something interesting in here. about the siege. But this looks like kind of a difficult text to work on. So, but anyway, there are the sources there, so I could do something for May the 29th if there would be people interested. And then the other part of the channel is, you know, do I want it to grow to be something big? You know, and I don't really know if I'd want that necessarily. I kind of like the level of engagement that I get now, to be honest, because I get nice commenters, you know, it's like a nice other people making videos, and then there's like the regular commenters that come in and share things. So I think I prefer that rather than having like a really big channel where, you know, you're dealing with way more people, and then, you know, you get into like all those issues. So but at the same time, I kind of struggle with, you know, I would like to be able to, if I'm putting work into the channel, and especially if I'm publishing videos that are based on research I do, like extra research I do for the channel, it would be nice to get some kind of donations, maybe. I don't know, you know, because it's probably not very interesting to listen to, but, you know, I go back and forth on that, because at the one hand, I think I'd rather people just go and read the books themselves if it's, you know, something accessible. I'd rather just show people, like, this is how you, like, these are the books you can go read, and this is how you do the research yourself, so you can come up with your own conclusions instead of, like, relying on someone making videos. So I don't know. I still think I would rather be more comfortable if I, like, publish a book eventually, or in the next few years. That way I can just tell you guys I published the book, and you can go buy the book, and then that's like something you can own, and, you know, and you can pay money to have something, you know, real, instead of just me kind of trying to do donations or YouTube monetization, because I don't know. I don't think I'd be comfortable with that, even if I did kind of really double down on making more history videos. All right, I think that's enough for me. Sorry about that. I just wanted to kind of talk that through, and if you have any suggestions for things you'd like me to cover, or things that I could discuss, yeah, feel free to put it in the comments. And all right, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'll have something more interesting to show you guys, and I can hopefully do another army showcase soon. So all right, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.